I discovered my husband's darkest fantasy, and it made me desire him more than ever. The glow from his laptop spills across the room, painting his face in sharp angles of silver light. I freeze, my hand hovering over the doorknob, the cold metal grounding me while my heart races like a drum. My chest feels tight, the air thick with a tension I can't name yet. I shouldn't be here, I shouldn't be looking, but curiosity claws at me, relentless. He doesn't notice me at first. He's leaning forward, fingers tracing the keyboard, eyes darting over the screen. I can feel my pulse in my ears. Why? The single word escapes in a whisper that's more confession than question. He startles, and for a moment he looks almost guilty, but not entirely, just vulnerable. His eyes meet mine, a silent acknowledgement of what I've seen. And there it is, that tremor in his jaw, the quick inhale, the subtle slump of his shoulders. I want to reach for him, but my legs feel frozen, the betrayal slicing through me sharper than I expected. "Hey," he says softly, closing the laptop like a shield. Can we talk?" His voice is calm, but my chest tightens further. I step into the room, taking in every detail. The way the light catches his stubble, the faint scent of cologne mixed with the lingering warmth of him, the gentle crease of his forehead that makes him look almost boyish. Almost. "I saw something," I begin, voice cracking slightly. The words taste bitter. "On your computer." He swallows, nods slowly. "I know." The silence stretches between us. He doesn't try to deny it. He just sits there, open and unguarded in a way that both infuriates me and makes me ache. My hands ball into fists at my sides. Part of me wants to lash out. Part of me wants to collapse into him, to feel his warmth erase the icy panic clawing at my ribs. I searched. He hesitates, his fingers twitching nervously in his lap. "Local. Escort pages," my chest hammers. Heat floods my face, my eyes sting. "You what?" I never contacted anyone. I swear. I never flirted, met anyone, spent money. It's just, I used the pages to masturbate. For fantasy, I would never. His voice breaks, slightly, the raw honesty slicing through my anger. I feel dizzy, overwhelmed. The man I thought I knew so perfectly, the one I laughed with, who held me close at night, who whispered my name like a secret. He has a secret. A hidden part of himself that doesn't involve me, and yet there's a trembling sincerity in his eyes, a fragility I can't ignore. I don't know what to do, I admit, voice barely above a whisper. The words feel dangerous, like falling into a chasm I can't climb out of. "I love you. I thought—" My throat closes. "I thought you were perfect." He reaches for me. His hand hovers near my arm, uncertain, testing the boundaries of my forgiveness. "I love you," he murmurs, so close that I feel it in my chest. "I only want you. I would never touch anyone else. You're the one I want. You're the one I need." I look at him, the man I married, the one I laughed with at midnight over stupid memes, the one whose heartbeat I memorized over lazy Sunday mornings. And part of me believes him. But another part, the raw, protective part, burns with hurt and fear. We sit there, inches apart. The room is quiet, except for the soft hum of the laptop, a reminder of the betrayal, the invisible line between fantasy and reality. And I realize with a sudden jolt that this isn't just about porn. This is about trust, about vulnerability, about the invisible threads that tie two people together or tear them apart. He leans closer and I flinch, not from fear, but from the magnetic pull of him. His hand brushes mine, tentative, respectful. It's a near touch, a dangerous promise. And in that instant, my heart shatters and soars at the same time. The air is electric, thick with unspoken confessions. And I know, even as I step back, even as doubt and hurt circle like shadows, that this story, our story, is far from over. The kitchen smells of coffee and cinnamon. I'm perched on the edge of the counter, legs swinging, while he leans against the doorway, arms crossed, watching me. The morning sun cuts through the blinds, painting stripes across his face, across the room, across the fragile calm between us. I've been thinking, he says slowly, not approaching, letting the tension simmer in the space between us. About what you said, about the trust, and about me quitting for a while. I bite my lip. I can feel the warmth of him, just inches away, and my body responds despite the turmoil in my head. And I will, he says simply. I'll quit. Not because you asked me, but because I want to prove that I can. His eyes linger on me, burning with an intensity that makes me shiver. I stand and move closer, almost testing the invisible line between apology and desire. It's not just about quitting. It's about us, about me trusting you. My voice is soft, almost fragile. He steps closer, closing the gap, the air between us electric with tension and unspoken longing. I know, he murmurs, and the words are a caress. I want you to trust me. I want us. The room seems smaller suddenly, as if the universe itself has pressed us together. I can smell his cologne, the warmth of his skin, the faint trace of his morning shower. My pulse hammers in my ears. I want to pull him into my arms, but fear keeps me rooted. My mind a tangle of betrayal, longing, and hope. He reaches for me, fingertips grazing my jaw. The touch is gentle, tentative, but it ignites a wildfire beneath my skin. You're still beautiful, he whispers, a teasing edge to the words that makes my stomach flutter. Still mine. I let out a shaky laugh, the sound soft, uncertain. Mine? I echo, voice barely audible. My heart aches and leaps in tandem. After all this? He leans closer, almost daring me to retreat, almost daring me to forgive. After all this, he repeats, brushing a strand of hair behind my ear, the gesture intimate, personal, electric. We stand there, inches apart, neither of us moving. The silence stretches, thick with anticipation. And then, almost imperceptibly, he presses a finger to my lips. Don't speak. Just feel this moment. I close my eyes, letting the warmth of him seep into me. The hurt lingers, but so does the longing, and the contradiction twists deep inside me. He's both the source of pain and the center of desire. I realize then that love isn't neat. It isn't simple. It's messy, complicated, and utterly magnetic. A laugh escapes him, soft, low, dangerous. You're trembling. I'm not, I lie, though my knees betray me, weak with the nearness of him. Shh, he murmurs, tilting his head, gaze intense. It's okay. You can be afraid. You can be anything. Just don't run from me. And I don't. I stand there, heart racing, aware of every brush of his clothing, every breath he takes, every inch of space between us that feels impossibly close. Something shifts then, a subtle, almost imperceptible acknowledgement that the game between us has changed. He's no longer just the man I trusted. He's the man I desire, in a way that makes me dizzy, vulnerable, alive. And in the quiet, charged tension of the kitchen, I realize that forgiveness might be possible, or desire might be unstoppable, or maybe both. Either way, nothing will ever feel the same again. Night drapes over the city like velvet, soft and thick, and our apartment feels suspended in a private world. I'm curled on the couch, knees tucked to my chest, wrapped in a blanket that smells faintly of him. Laundry, his cologne, warmth. He sits opposite me, a careful distance away, hands resting on his thighs, eyes trained on mine as if reading the rhythm of my heartbeat. I can't stop thinking about that day, I admit quietly, my voice trembling in a way that surprises me. The words feel dangerous, like a knife poised at the cord of our fragile trust. When I found those searches. He leans forward, elbows resting on his knees, and the faint shadow of a smile touches his lips. I know, he says softly. I've been thinking too. About what it did to us. About how much I hurt you. The air between us thickens. It's not just tension anymore. It's anticipation. A slow, electric charge that makes my skin prickle. I want to reach for him, but I hesitate, caught between fear and longing. Do you... I falter, biting my lip. Do you still want me? The words feel almost foolish in the silence, almost unnecessary. But they hang there anyway, raw and vulnerable, a confession I can't retract. His eyes soften, dark pools of sincerity. More than anything, he whispers, and the words feel like a caress, brushing over the cracks in my heart. I never stopped wanting you. You're the only one I... He stops, swallowing, then exhales slowly. You're the only one I've ever loved like this. The honesty in his voice is magnetic, pulling me across an invisible line I thought I would never cross again. My breath catches, my fingers twitch, longing for contact. And then, slowly, carefully, he extends a hand toward me. Not boldly, not aggressively, just gently. A question, an invitation. I tremble, then place my hand in his. His fingers close, around mine, warm, steady, grounding me. The simple contact sends a shiver crawling down my spine. My heart races, loud and insistent in my ears and chest. You're shaking, he murmurs, thumb brushing over the back of my hand. The touch is so small, so intimate, yet it ignites a storm inside me. I start, then falter, because words feel impossible. My throat is tight with emotion I can't fully name. Anger, betrayal, desire, relief, fear, and under it all, the aching need for him, for his reassurance, for the tangible proof that he is still mine. He tilts his head, studying me, patient, gentle. It's okay, he says. Let me show you. Let me make you feel safe. His other hand hovers near my cheek, hesitant, respectful. I lean in slightly, almost imperceptibly, testing the line between trust and fear, between desire and hesitation. And then, his fingers brush against my jaw, tracing it lightly, like he's memorizing the curve, the softness, the contours of me. My breath hitches. The warmth of his touch spreads through me, unrelenting, intoxicating. I'm scared, I admit, voice barely above a whisper. Scared of losing you. Scared of trusting too much. He smiles, faint, almost sad, but filled with something that makes my chest ache. I know, he says. And you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be fearless. I'll carry some of the fear for you. Let me. I feel tears prick the corners of my eyes, and without thinking, I lean closer. My forehead rests against his shoulder, and for the first time in days, I feel a tremor of peace, fragile but real. He wraps his arm around me, pulling me in just enough to make me feel held, not trapped. Do you want to tell me everything? His voice is low, husky, almost a purr. Not just about the searches, but how you feel. All of it? I nod against him. I don't want to lose us, I admit. I love you so much it scares me. But when I found Those things, I felt like maybe I wasn't enough. Like, like you wanted something I couldn't give. He presses his lips to the top of my head, slow, gentle, a kiss that lingers with intention. You are enough, he murmurs. You've always been enough. I don't need anyone else. I only want you. I promise. I don't want pictures or fantasies more than I want you, in all your messy, beautiful, real you. The words settle into me, a balm on the raw edges of my heart. I tilt my head up, eyes meeting his. And in that look, I feel it. The first real crack in the armor between us, a shared vulnerability that is dizzying and intoxicating. He leans in slowly, and I let him. Our lips brush, tentative, almost shy, like testing the water before diving in. The kiss deepens imperceptibly, slow and deliberate, a dance of hesitation and longing, of apology and reassurance. My hands find his shoulders anchoring myself, and he holds me, steady, patient, like he's memorizing the rhythm of my breath, the subtle shiver of my body in his arms. It's not a rush, not a desperate plunge. It's a confession in its own. Right, a silent acknowledgement that we are both fragile, both scared, but both willing to cross the threshold for each other. The moment shatters softly when his phone buzzes on the table, breaking the spell. I pull back slightly, breathless, heart racing, the echo of the kiss lingering like a spark in the air. He sighs, frustrated but laughing softly. I hate that interruptions exist. I smile, shaky, my chest tight with the weight of what just happened. Me too, I whisper. And in the quiet aftermath, in the suspended tension, I realize something. We've crossed a line tonight. Not a line of lust, but a line of trust, a line of confession, and once crossed, it changes everything. The apartment is dark now, the only light coming from the city beyond our window, faint orange streetlights that spill across the floor like liquid fire. I sit on the edge of the bed, knees drawn up, my hands tangled in the sheets. The tension inside me is unbearable, part fear, part longing, part that strange, aching desire that has been growing ever since that night on the couch. He stands at the doorway, leaning casually, but there's an intensity in his gaze that makes my breath hitch. It's the same look he gave me when he first reached for my hand on the couch, but sharper, heavier, charged with something I can't ignore. "Can I come in?" he asks softly, voice low, almost reverent. I nod, though my body trembles. He closes the door behind him, and the click of the latch feels final, sealing us in a world where nothing else exists. He moves closer, slow, deliberate, like every step counts, like he's savoring the anticipation as much as I am. "You're quiet," he murmurs, voice brushing against my skin like a caress. He kneels in front of me on the floor, eyes level, with mine, and for a moment, I can't breathe. His hands rest lightly on my knees, the warmth radiating through the thin fabric of my clothes. "I don't know if I can trust this," I whisper, though my body betrays me. My pulse pounds in my ears. I can feel his gaze mapping every inch of me, yet there's gentleness there, a reverence that makes my chest ache. I'm scared. He tilts, his head brushing a thumb along the curve of my jaw, slow, intentional. "I know," he says, "and it's okay to be scared. You don't have to be fearless for me. You just have to let me in." The words are a balm, soothing and dangerous all at once. I lean forward slightly, drawn by him despite the tremor in my chest. His hand slides to the small of my back, pulling me closer, and I feel the heat of his body, the steady strength beneath his calm exterior. My fingers curl into his shirt, as if anchoring myself to him, afraid to fall but wanting to be swept away. I don't want to hurt you again, he says, voice husky. I never want to make you doubt us. He swallows, and the raw vulnerability makes me ache. I want you, all of you, and I'll wait for you, for as long as it takes. I close my eyes, letting the words sink in. And then I do something I didn't think I could. I lean forward and rest my forehead against his chest. His heartbeat thunders beneath me, steady, strong, real. I feel the weight of him, the warmth, and the reality of him being mine. Fully, utterly, hits me like a tidal wave. He lowers his head until his lips brush my hair, and I feel it. A shiver that starts in my toes and travels up, a mix of fear and longing, safety and desire. You're trembling, he murmurs against me. No, I whisper. I've been holding so much in. He sighs, a long, low sound that vibrates through me, and then he lifts my chin with gentle fingers, forcing me to meet his gaze. Then let it out. Let me in. Don't be afraid of me. Don't be afraid of yourself. I blink back tears, the vulnerability and desire crashing through me, and I lean into him, letting my hands wander slightly, feeling the warmth of him, the strength, the closeness. His hands follow mine, guiding, holding, but never forcing. Every touch is careful, deliberate, a tender dance of mutual trust and unspoken desire. He lowers himself onto the bed beside me, and the world seems to shrink until it's just us. The quiet hum of the city, and the shared rhythm of our breaths. I want you to feel safe, he whispers. I want you to know that I'm yours, completely. The honesty, the devotion, the way he's stripped himself bare emotionally, it's intoxicating. My lips part, words failing me, and I reach for him. His hands meet mine, fingers interlacing, and he holds me close, careful yet insistent, bridging the gap between fear and longing. Our faces hover inches apart, and for a moment, neither of us moves, caught in a delicate balance of tension and desire. Then he leans in, a soft, slow kiss to my forehead, lingering like a promise. I shiver against him, trembling not with doubt anymore, but with need, with the exquisite vulnerability of giving myself entirely to him. I love you, I whisper, voice breaking, and the admission hangs between us like fragile glass. I love you too, he replies, pressing a kiss to my temple, then my cheek, slow, reverent, full of intention. Each kiss is a confession, a reclamation, a promise that no fantasy, no fear, no secret could ever break what we have. The tension that's been building, the fear, the doubt, the lingering hurt, melts away in the warmth of him, replaced by trust, desire, and a quiet, simmering need. My fingers brush his jaw, and he responds, leaning into the touch, grounding me, reminding me that he is real, here, and only mine. We sit there, the night stretching around us, breaths mingling, hearts beating in a rhythm that feels like a declaration. Vulnerability meets desire, fear meets trust, and in that suspended, fragile, perfect moment, I realize something profound. We're not broken, not entirely, not irreparably. We're just alive, together, and on the brink of something beautiful. And as he pulls me into his arms, holding me like I'm the most precious thing in the world, I know the next steps, whatever they are, will be taken together, fully, completely, without hesitation. Because tonight, we've crossed a threshold. Tonight, we've chosen each other, in truth, in trust, and in desire, and nothing will ever feel the same again. The city outside hums softly, a distant symphony of headlights, sirens, and whispers of late-night wanderers. Inside, our apartment feels suspended in time, a world carved out just for us. I lie back against the pillows, and he kneels beside, me tracing the curve of my arm with gentle, deliberate fingers. The air between us is electric, thick with desire, trust, and something far more tender, love that has been tested, stretched, but never broken. "I've never stopped wanting this," he murmurs, voice low and reverent. His thumb brushes over my wrist, and a shiver races through me, sharp and sweet. "Never stop needing you. You're all I want." I close my eyes, letting his words sink in, imprint themselves on my heart. I was scared, I admit, voice trembling. Scared that maybe I wasn't enough. Scared I'd lose you. He leans down, forehead resting against mine, breath mingling, hearts hammering in tandem. "You're more than enough," he says. "More than I deserve. You've always been enough. And now I hope you can see it too." His lips brush mine, tentative at first, a whisper of a kiss that makes my stomach flutter. Then, inch by inch, the kiss deepens, slow and deliberate, a dance of vulnerability and longing. It's not urgent, not desperate. It's a confession, a reclamation, a promise. My fingers thread through his hair, pulling him closer, needing to feel the warmth, the certainty of him. Every inch of me is aware of him, his touch, his scent, the subtle pressure of his hands guiding, grounding me. The tension that's been building over days, weeks, months finally finds release, not just in desire, but in trust. In knowing that the man before me is wholly, irrevocably mine, and that I am wholly, irrevocably his. "I love you," I whisper, against his lips, voice raw and tremulous. The words are more than emotion. They're a lifeline, a declaration, a binding. "I love you too." He breathes, and the intensity in his gaze, the tenderness in his touch, makes my chest ache with longing. He leans in again, lips brushing mine in a kiss that lingers and deepens, a slow exploration of what it means to be seen, to be wanted, to be safe. His hand slides to the small of my back, drawing me flush against him. I feel the heat of him, steady and grounding, and for the first time in days, the ache of fear and uncertainty melts away. All that remains is this, the here, the now, the electricity of our connection. "I never want to hurt you again," he whispers, voice low, intimate. "I want to be better for you, for us. I want everything with you." I press my forehead against his chest, listening to the steady thrum of his heartbeat, letting the words sink in, letting the vulnerability wash over me. I believe you," I admit, tears threatening to spill, not from anger, but from relief, from love, from the overwhelming intimacy of the moment. He tilts my chin up gently, eyes locking with mine, and I see it there. The raw honesty, the vulnerability, the desire, and the unwavering devotion. "Then show me," he whispers. And it's not a command. It's an invitation, a promise, a plea. I nod, heart racing, and close the distance between us, letting our lips meet in a kiss that is unhurried, deliberate, full of reverence and longing. My hands wander along his shoulders, tracing the lines of his body with gentle urgency, and he responds in kind, holding me close, grounding me, reminding me that I am safe, loved, and desired. Every kiss, every brush of skin, every shared breath is a confession, a reclamation of what was momentarily fractured, a proof that trust can be rebuilt, desire can be reignited, and love can endure. The ache of uncertainty, the fear of betrayal, dissolves in the warmth of him, in the intimacy that flows from honesty and shared vulnerability. He pauses, forehead against mine, fingers brushing away a stray tear. "We've crossed so many lines together," he murmurs, "lines of fear, of doubt, of desire, and we're still here, together." "Yes," I breathe, a tremor of relief and longing in my voice. "Together!" The tension softens, transforms into something tender, something sustaining. He holds me close, and we lie there, bodies pressed together, hearts in synchrony. The room is silent except for the quiet cadence of our breaths, and I realize with a breathless certainty that we've reached a turning point. A moment of true intimacy, where vulnerability and desire have converged, where trust has been tested and affirmed, and where love, our love, has proven stronger than fear. I want every part of you, he whispers, voice low, almost sacred. Every thought, every feeling. I want to be here for it all. Always. I want that too, I murmur, pressing my lips to his once more. All of it. With you. And in that kiss, in that touch, in the silence that stretches and settles. Around us like a cocoon, I understand. This is the resolution I didn't even know I was searching for. Not perfection, not the absence of hurt, but presence, connection, devotion, desire tempered by trust. We fall asleep like that, entangled, hearts beating as one, the weight of fear lifted, replaced by love made tangible, electric, and undeniable. In the quiet aftermath of confession, of honesty, of letting each other in fully, I feel it. Pure, unshakable, breathtaking. We survived the doubt. We survived the fear. We survived ourselves. And now we are infinite. Together.